All right, everyone, welcome to the stream, guys. You're watching Rome Knows Tech, and I'm your host, Rome Wilkerson. Guys, I'm coming from the city of Houston, down here in the ever so hot and humid state of Texas. I want to welcome you one and all to the stream. Come on in, take your shoes off. Y'all know how we do up in here. We'll be talking about a lot of amazing tech here on Amazon, YouTube, Facebook, Instagram, all of those platforms you might find us on tonight. I see the lovely Terry's already in the house. Yeah! Welcome, Terry. Welcome to the stream. Let us know what's going on in your world, what's tickling your pickle, what has Buddy been up to lately, and what, most importantly, what, Terry, are you having for dinner tonight? We would like to know. And if you see something down in the carousel that might, again, pique your curiosity, feel free, guys, to scroll through the carousel over here on Amazon. If you see a product there that you have a question about that you'd like me to demo for you guys, let me to grab it, or switch over to a different camera angle so you can take a better look at it, feel free, guys, to drop it down in the comments, and I will be paying attention to these comments as they come through. Let me go ahead and activate our comments so we can see them all in real time. What was our last comment here? And let's see, where is the lovely Terry? Where Terry came in. Where's Terry? Where's Terry? Oh, I don't see Terry right now. Maybe Terry will type something else here in a minute. But anyway, as I said, tonight, guys, we're going to be going through a bunch of items. I tried to go live last night, but I ran into some technical difficulties. So trying to get this stream to go live to all the different platforms has been somewhat of a challenge. But it looks like we got that squared away. I'm just going to check real quick here, making sure that we are streaming over on Facebook as well as streaming on these other platforms. Let me do a quick little refresh over on Facebook and see what we're getting. All right, so it looks like we are live on Facebook, and we are also live. Let me check real quick here. We are also live over on YouTube as well. So if whichever platform you might be viewing from, I'm just going to go ahead and throw a little hello here in the comments over on YouTube, just so everybody can see it. All right, so what are we up to tonight, Terry? What are we up to tonight? What shall we create tonight, Terry? You were the first person in the stream tonight. You know how that usually goes. The first person in the stream gets to pick or suggest something that I make using one of these lasers. Tonight, the laser that is connected, I believe, is our... Let me see here. Give me a second, guys. I think it is the X-Tool laser that's connected right now. Yes, it is. It is the X-Tool laser. We got some wood. We have a tiny bit of acrylic left over that we can work with. So, if you guys have some ideas, or Terry, you have an idea of something, I think we should do something Star Wars related, because as you know, it is the 4th, and most of you guys know what that means. That's right, it's the 4th. So for my Jedis out there, for my Sith out there, welcome to the community. Come on in, grab your lightsaber, grab your blue milk, whatever it is that tickles your pickle, We will get to it tonight. Y'all know how we do. You know how we do. So it's all about the lasers. It's all about the cameras. It's all about drones and all the tech that we normally talk about on this stream. But anyway, I'm gonna go ahead and put my lightsaber away for now because Richard's not in here and I probably won't need it right this minute. But don't be surprised. Don't be surprised if I have to reach over and grab my lightsaber real quick here, you know, because that Richard comes in here looking for the drama. He be coming in here looking for that smoke, y'all. He be looking for that smoke. All right, so let me go ahead and make sure. Oh my goodness. The minute I said Richard's name, he pops in the stream. What it do, fam? What it do, fam? And I see the lovely Renee is also in the house. Welcome, Renee. Welcome to the stream. You see how fast Richard pops in here? I'm telling you, Richard is like one of those creepy ghosts that they, you know, those stories they tell you, don't say the ghost's name 3 times or it will appear. So I say, Richard, Richard, Richard. And next thing you know, Richard is right behind you. You're like, oh my goodness, what is happening? Where did he come from? Richard just comes out of nowhere, y'all. He just comes out of nowhere, just sliding up behind you on his little rollerblades. Y'all know what I'm talking about. If you can't see Richard on the rollerblades, you're probably watching over on Facebook and you're watching the smaller version of the live stream. You need to come on over to Amazon or go over to YouTube and you'll be able to see the full extent of this live stream. So y'all go check it out. Oh, let's see what else we got going on here. I was just looking at the different live stream layouts. Richard, I have cleaned my desk up somewhat, but I'm not going to show you, Richard. I'm not going to show you because I might be making the whole thing up. Because as I look around the room, I realize that it's not as clean as I think it is. So, you know. But anyway, we're going to do something Star Wars related tonight. So we have, unfortunately, this is all the wood that I have. Okay, this is it. This is it right here. Okay, this is it right here. And this is what we're going to be working with. So we're probably going to just make something with this, something Star Wars related. Let's see if this camera's on right now. And let me adjust this a little bit so you guys can see this laser. Let me tilt this down. Now we have that yellow acrylic, but I think we've done this yellow acrylic to death. So tonight we will be using this wood right here. That's what we're going to be working with. So we're going to make something Star Wars related. Now, let's talk about a few of these lasers before I get too far into it, because you guys know once I get started, I start, just babble, and I will sometimes lose my train of thought. So let's hope that does not happen tonight. Let me take a quick little peek over here. Man, them likes are coming in pretty hot and heavy. Let's see what Richard is saying here. It's Rome's fault. What's my fault? Richard, my desk is scary. Renee says. Messy. Yes, it is, Rich. It is messy, Richard. I'm not even gonna try to lie, bro. I'm not even gonna try to lie. I'm just gonna grab the phone. I'm gonna grab the phone right here, and I'm gonna switch to this phone. And I'm gonna show you how bad it really is. Okay, this might get me in trouble. But I just got to put it out there. I got to put it out there. We just got to go ahead and roll with it. We're going to roll with it. All right, here we go, y'all. Alrighty then. So this is my current setup on my desk. As you see, Richard, I did move a couple of things around. I moved the MacBook back a little bit further. I have my second monitor over here. I have my Rodecaster Pro, my iPhone, my Stream Deck, and of course we have the Osbot Talent right here. I freed up a little bit more space on the desk for the top down so we can see what's going on. And yes, I still have the LP5 on the desk. That is actually what's highlighted in the carousel right now, which is this laser here, guys. This is a combination dual diode and fiber laser. It's a 20-watt diode, 20-watt fiber laser. It does, you do receive this air purifier that comes with it as well. And you will receive this little rotary chuck that comes with it. And it also comes with a slide extension. So if you're looking for a very powerful desktop style laser for some of your projects, whether you're going to put it in your man cave or your she shed, this could be a win right here. Now I did not connect this laser tonight. We're actually going to be using this laser tonight, but maybe on tomorrow night's stream or the next stream coming up, I'll go ahead and reconnect the Laser Packer 5 so we can do some of the cool things that we normally do with that, with acrylic or metal or wood or whatever. This is not my most powerful laser. Actually, this laser back here, which is 48 watts, is my more powerful laser, but I don't even use this guy anymore because 48 watts seems to be overkill. So I think a happy, medium is going to be somewhere between your 10 watt lasers and your 20 watt lasers, depending on the laser light size. But this 20 watt laser right here, guys, is a rock star. Holy Chat's in the house. Welcome, Holy Chat. Welcome to the stream. But anyway, let's get right to it. So if you guys have any questions about the LP5, go ahead and drop them down in the comments. I see a yellow frog. Holy Chat. I like your new icon. That's super cool. All right, so anyway, let's get over here and talk about this laser real quick. So this is from our friends over at Xtool. This is the M1 Ultra. Now this is a 4-in-1 laser. It comes with a print module. It comes with a cartridge module. It comes with a set of pins that fit inside of that module there. Now my unit did come with the 10 watt laser. There is a 20 watt laser module for this as well, and there's also a cutting module. It does come with some blades. As you guys can see, just like with the LP5, we have some eye protection. We have some type of built-in enclosure for this laser. This has the lights also inside of it as well. And of course, this is going to work with the Xtool suite for their lasers. They have a huge catalog of different lasers for you guys to take a look at, from diode lasers, fiber lasers, combination lasers, and also CO2 lasers. So you get a little bit of everything depending on what you are looking for from our friends over at Xtool. Xtool is what we're going to be using tonight to create our little Star Wars design. So let me adjust this camera a little bit so you guys can see everything a little bit better. Okay, that's going way in the wrong direction, Rome. Okay, that's good enough. That's good enough. All right, so let's go over to the desktop. And first, let me go ahead and open up our laser software so we can get that started. So while that's doing this thing, I'll just hang out with you guys here and talk for a minute. So, Holy Chat, what have you been up to? You never did give me an update on what happened with your parking in the wrong direction situation that you were dealing with there a little, a while back. So, yeah, if you want to give us a little update on that. Richard says that there is, on the Xtool M1 Ultra, there's currently a $150 off coupon, which brings the price down from $1799.99 down to $1649.99. So that is a great savings. Richard found that coupon for you guys and just dropped it down in the comments in the carousel. So go ahead and take a look at that as well. Let's see, Rome loved that the AI photo. Yeah. So I did an AI photo today, if you saw that, of myself as a Jedi. So yeah, I was kind of waiting on Richard to come up in here, starting some drama, with the smoke. So I gotta go ahead and make it. I gotta make it look right. So I gotta go put a little smoke in here first. All right, let me turn my little smoke fog machine on here. So we got to have some smoke in here so we can also, use the laser. So let me wait for this thing to power up. I think it's ready. All right, here we go. Let me go ahead and get a little fog, a little smoke going in here. Where's the remote control, Richard? What did you do with the remote? Richard, stop coming in here moving stuff around. All right, so I got a remote for our fog machine. So let's go ahead and run this guy real quick. Let's get some fog going up in here. Ooh, there we go. We get a little bit of smoke. A little bit of smoke in the city. All right, there we go. That might be enough. That might be just enough for me to fire up this lightsaber. Ooh. Check that out. Yep. All it takes is a little smoke, guys. Just a little fog. And it takes it all to a whole nother level. All right, so I'm gonna go ahead and put my lightsaber away for now, Richard. But be advised, It is right next to me, Richard, in case I need it, okay? In case I need it, my lightsaber is right here next to me. I'm just letting you know. I'm letting you know before you start and bring the smoke to the city. I'll be ready for you. I'm just saying. I'm just saying. So I'm gonna go ahead and put this. I'm gonna put this over here out of the way as well. I'm gonna go ahead and turn that thing off. Let it take a break. All right. So our so we're gonna open up our X tool, creative space. Let's go ahead and just set up a new scene. Use the force. All right, y'all. So we're gonna go ahead and create something really quick here. Star Wars. What can we make? What can we make that we can make out of this wood? Probably something just going to be cut out, I guess. We could just do Star Wars or something like that. All right, so let me do a quick little search here on the Googles and see what I can come up with. Let me see what I can come up with for you guys for the 4th. I know. I'm looking for it. All right, so may the 4th be with you. Dun, dun, dun. And let's find an image. We want something that's going to be most likely a PNG. That's going to make it easy for us to, oops, let's go back. All right, because I did not prepare for this. You know I didn't prepare for it. So, okay, we're just going to do something really easy here. Let's see what that looks like. Star Wars, may the 4th be with you. Yeah, let's just copy that. And let's save this image. I'm going to save that to our downloads folder. And let's go back. All right, let's go back to the desktop here. And let me find this file and bring it in here real quick for you guys. All right, may the 4th be with you. May the 4th be with you. All right, where is it? It went to downloads. Richard, I still have the Hulk bunny in my folder over here. I just looked over and saw our Hulk bunny. All right, so let me find this graphic for the 4th. Where is it? Why is it always at the bottom of the folder? That doesn't make any sense. Okay, that's longer. There it is. I got it. All right, so let's drag that guy in. And let's go ahead and open this up. All right, there we go. So we have our graphic. Now we're ready. Let's go ahead and let's scale that down a little bit. It doesn't have to be quite that big. And I want it to be big enough that we're going to be able to read it and cut it. So we're going to cut this out once we get everything else lined out. But first thing I'm going to do here is I'm going to go in and try to crop this in a little bit, because I think it's just the dimensions on the side are just too big. So I'm going to go ahead and make that a little bit smaller. And let's bring this side in as well. And then let's bring the top in, bottom in as well, and just go ahead and hit that as a save. All right, so now this is what we're going to be working with. So we're pretty much ready to go. All right, so let's also go here and select the wood that we're going to be working with. So I think it is this cherry wood. I think that's the wood that we have here. So we have some new effects. You know, we have this enhance feature. Now we have some filters that we can use. We can click on these different filters and do things. We're not doing any of that tonight. We do have our cutout right here. So this is for cutting your materials out. So you can do a manual cutout, or you can do an AI cutout where it'll just kind of go in there and pick all of the different little pieces. But we don't want to do that. We actually want to cut this out as a solid piece and engrave it separately. Okay. So on the engraving side of this, we're looking at 20% power, which I do think is nearly enough. So we're going to bring our power level up to at least about 70% power, and the speed should be okay on this. So I'm gonna bring it down just a little bit. I'm gonna bring it down to 150 as our speed. That's gonna just be for the engraving side of things. And then we're gonna also do our offset so we can cut this guy out. And that looks pretty good. We want to make sure that it's not cutting inside of anything. Hit confirm. And then let's zoom in on this so you guys can see it up close. All right, there we go. Hopefully you guys can see that now. So this is what we're going to engrave. We're going to engrave Star Wars, May the 4th be with you, and we're going to cut it out as well. So let's go to our cut layer. And here's our cut layer. So let's go ahead and select, oops, that's not cut, that is score. So we're gonna go to cut here. To cut, wait a minute. Engrave, no, we don't want that. So that's gonna be score. So let's go back. Let's choose this one, go to cut. And we're going to bring our power up to about 90% power. And we're gonna make our speed maybe about 3. And we're gonna do 2 passes. Let's do 2 passes on this, should cut right through it. So we should be pretty good to go here. All right, so first things first, we got to get our laser all set up. So let's go ahead and click right here so we can set up our work area. So I'll show you guys what that looks like. So let's switch back over to our camera here. Now the easiest way to do this is that you're just going to move the laser head to where you want manually, and then you're going to hit this little white button right here. That's going to lock your first position in. And then we can just pick another spot, maybe about right there. Lock that position in, then we can move this back to the center. We're gonna lower this cover, and then we're going to set our depth on this as well. So let's go right back here real quick. And you guys see right here where it says end marking. So that's gonna be our work area right there. I can just go ahead and click done. So now all we gotta do is move, oops, let's go back. Command Z. And let's select the whole thing, and let's move the entire thing up to this little section right here. Maybe a little bit closer to the edge so it doesn't use so much of the wood. Rock it up just a little bit. That's good. Okay, so that's what we're going to be cutting at. And we also need to measure the thickness of the wood. So I already moved that piece there. So I'm just going to go ahead and hit that real quick. So that's going to give us an accurate measurement. So it says the distance is 15.3 millimeters. So we're pretty much good to go. All right, so let's go ahead and run this job. Let's switch back over to our laser. I'm gonna start this guy up. But before we do that, let's go ahead and do a framing to make sure that everything is going where it's supposed to go. And let me hit this button again so we can frame it up. And oh, I see a problem already. Hold on. No, we're good. Okay, we don't have to fix anything. All right, so let's go ahead and now let's go ahead and run this. So all we have to do is click right here where it says process and hit start. And it's asking me to hit that same silver button here on the front of the laser. So let's go ahead and do that. All right, so it's gonna start to engrave. All right, so you guys should be able to see the progress right now of what the laser's doing. If you guys have any questions whatsoever about this laser or any of the other products that we have in the carousel, feel free to drop those down in the carousel as soon as you like. You know, we're not opposed to the occasional dad joke as well. If you have some cute Star Wars dad jokes, go ahead and drop those down in the comments as well. We'd like to hear from you guys. All right. So let's see where we are. Richard, what was your angel numbers for today? Mine were 444. What were your angel numbers for today? All right. It's looking good. It's looking good on that rosewood. It probably could have been a little bit more, maybe a little bit more power on the engraving, but I still think it looks good. So nothing to complain about there. Let me grab some of the stuff that we're going to be using for the next portion here. All right, let me grab a couple of these things on the desk so I can show you guys what we got coming up next. All right, so while this is doing what it's doing, let's go ahead and talk about the next product that's listed in the carousel. Now, this is a product that was brought to us by our friends over at Ozbot. So many of you guys have probably seen these cameras. We talk about these quite a bit. These are the Ozbot Tail Air cameras. Now, the bundle that I have listed in the carousel actually comes with 3 of these cameras. You get 3 of these PTZ cameras, and you also get the remote, and of course you get the Ozbot Talent as well, which is right here mounted on my desk. So let me switch over. Well, let me do 2 things first. First, let me stop this camera from tracking me, and then 2, let me switch over to this camera so I can show you guys what this unit looks like. So this is one of the Ozbot Tail Airs. This is the Ozbot Talent that you guys see here on my desk. So I'm gonna go ahead and connect the, let me see if I can put this camera down without dropping it. All right, so I'm just gonna put this little camera down, and I'm gonna go ahead and turn on our Tail Air. So let me power this guy on. And guys, if you remember a couple of nights ago, I was trying to connect one of the wireless cameras to this, and it wasn't having it. I figured out what it is. I think it's the order that you plug things in. So if you plug in, let me move the microphone so I can show you guys here. So if we plug this in, now this should not be an issue for anyone, but what I figured out today was that if I plugged in the USB cable first, so let's go ahead and do that. I'm going to plug that into USB-C over here. Okay, let's acknowledge the microphone. All right, so I have our USB-A to USB-C cable plugged in right here. And the little small camera we want to use is the Ozbot Tiny 2 Lite, which is our little 4K camera. And this is the only wired camera that we're going to use in this kind of setup. But I'm going to go ahead and connect this guy, as you see. And then I'm just going to mount it here on top, if I can. And then let's see if I can get this camera to now look at me. There we go. So now it should be facing me, and we should get video feed on here in just a second. All right, let me check. Let me see which camera that is. Yeah, that should be right. Yeah. Okay, let me. All right, let's see if we can get this guy to connect this time. Wait for it to turn on. All right, you guys see now the camera is on. There's our video feed coming in from this little camera here. So the next thing we're going to do is we're going to connect our wireless camera, which is this one. So this one is connected right now by SRT, but you do have the option of using NDI. So I'm just going to go ahead and power this guy on as well. And we should see our little green lights come on. It looks like a little Star Wars droid. Could you guys see that? Can you imagine that? This could be like R2-D2's distant cousin. It could be R2-D2's distant cousin. Yeah, that could happen. That could happen. So we're waiting for the green light, a little Cylon light. And now this camera should also be activated. So we should be able to look over here and now see this camera connected to the Talent as well. There it is. So right now that video feed is coming in. You guys can see that. That's from the Talent, because the Talent is kind of looking over here in this direction. Let me place it somewhere where you guys can see where it's looking. So I'm going to kind of face it toward the laser back there, and you guys can see that it's over here. Now, one of the other things that come with this bundle is going to be this little remote here. So once we turn the remote on, what's cool about this remote, guys, you can connect up to 3 of these cameras. In your bundle, you actually get 3 of these cameras, and you're also going to be able to have 3 presets per camera, which is pretty cool. You have a joystick control here. Did I not charge this thing again, or did I leave it on? I bet I left it on. I bet you I left it on and ran the battery down. Yes, I did. Yes, I did. All right, well, anyway, this remote is designed to control this camera here or these cameras, or you can either pair this remote up with the Ozbot Talent and then still control the cameras through the Talent using the remote to trigger the functions that you want to be able to activate. So just like with OBS or any of those other platforms, I'm watching you, like any of the other platforms you guys are used to, you can also have your your lower thirds. It has a bunch of different features built in here. You have audio features built in. You guys see I have my web graphics up here right now. I can also go in and I can adjust all of my audio within this device. So I got audio coming in right now from the Rodecaster Pro 2 because I have one cable that is plugged in right here to the microphone in on the Talent, right? All right, so you guys can see I think we have cut through. I think we are done over there with the laser, so we're going to go over there and take a look at that here in a second. But everything that I have listed right here, guys, you can find here on Amazon. The camera here is the let me go ahead and highlight it for you guys. This camera here is the Osbot Tiny 2 Lite. You can get this here on Amazon for $159, which is a great price for this little camera. You can buy these cameras separately. Now, one of the advantages to these cameras is that you can install an SD card, and you can use this kind of like our Pocket 3, and you can just take this camera around and just record with it. You do have the ability to connect a HDMI cable directly to this. You have a USB input here as well, and you can also plug in a 3.5 mic adapter, a receiver into this. It does have built-in microphones. Of course, it is a PTZ camera, so it's going to pan, tilt, zoom, all of that kind of cool stuff. This remote does have a telerocker so that you can zoom in and zoom out when if you remember to charge this. Yes, I will charge it before the stream is over. I'm going to put it on charge right now. But you guys can see how easy it is to create a live stream with this device. Now this, the Talent has two HDMI inputs, one USB input on this side. On the opposite side here, you have your line in, mic in, you have your headphone jack, you have an additional USB A 3.0, your power button. Underneath it, I don't know how well you guys are gonna be able to see underneath there. Let me see if I can tilt this camera up a little bit. You guys can see we have our Ethernet, we have a full-size SD card, we have USB-C out, so you can connect this to a monitor or to a computer if you just want to use it as a controller. You can power this with a 12-volt cable, or you can also power this with the Sony MPF batteries. So you guys should be able to see those Sony batteries right there on the back. So yeah, I mean, it has a lot of flexibility, guys. You can carry this thing, the entire bundle, around with you in a backpack. You know, think about it. 3 of these cameras, a wireless microphone, a couple of lights, little mini studio lights. You can put all of those in one bag. Now, of course, if you want to, really jazz everything up, you could use a Rodecaster like I'm using right now, and a more maybe professional microphone. This is the Rode Procaster, which is, my road dog. This is my favorite microphone that I use literally every single day, but it will work with a variety of different microphones and things, and you have all of those audio controls. You also have graphics here. You can click here and add your own graphics. You can add like a countdown timer. You can bring in, web graphics. So let's say, for instance, you want to show off the, Facebook or Instagram link and stuff like that. And you have a bunch of others. You have titles, lower thirds. You have animated text. You have digital clock, analog clock, bulletin points, social media, logos, scoreboard. So my sports enthusiasts out there, you'll have a real-time scoreboard you can use here. You have a variety of different things, stopwatch, timer, your web URL, web graphics, and sounds you can bring into this device as well. This is a rock star, guys. You can also stream in either the standard 16:9 or 9:16. You just rotate this guy to the side, and then say, for instance, you wanted to stream to Instagram or to TikTok. You could have a pre-show already set up for that, and it'll just rotate everything so that, it'll be in the right orientation for you to stream to Instagram or to TikTok, or maybe even if you want to stream here on Amazon in the portrait orientation, whatever the case it may be, or on YouTube, if that's something that you might be into, you can do it all from this device, and you save all of those presettings. So when you're ready to go back, all you have to do is click on the previous show, and it'll just take you back to that show. So maybe you have a tech stream like myself, maybe you have a cooking stream, maybe you're a teacher like Renee, and you're doing some, online teaching stuff, and you have a bunch of scenes and everything and cameras already pre-set up, and you want to be able to just plug everything in, and it's ready to go. Play your pre-recorded videos. This is also a recorder, and you can also live stream right from this device, guys. Now, Bill built in. You can live stream to to YouTube, Twitch, Facebook. You have your NDI configurations. You have your SRT configurations. I even have a RTMP set up for Amazon if I wanted to stream from here. So you got that. You also have the ability to just use this as a recorder. You can take screenshots. You got just a ton of features built into this guy. So definitely check this out. So let's go back over to this camera here. As you guys can see, that's this webcam. Which camera is that? Is that this camera? Nope, that's the other camera. My bad. Where's this camera? So this camera right now, which is the camera that's sitting on top here, I can just click right here and I get my PTZ controls. Okay, so now just from here, I can adjust the camera. I can tilt, I can pan it in whichever direction I want. I can zoom in, I can zoom out. Right here on the screen, I can set presets. I can also drag this, I can grab this and move this to the other side of the screen if it's in the way. Now, the advantage to that is if this camera was not obviously sitting on top of the talent, you might want to have this camera like mounted like my cameras are back here, maybe 10 feet away from you, and you want to be able to control those. That really comes in handy. PC Phil, I see somebody said PC Phil is PC, blah, 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 I can't talk today. PC Phil in the house. Welcome, PC Phil. Welcome to the stream. We're just talking about tech tonight. You know how we do. All right, well, anyway, I got one more little camera for this little bundle, so let's just go ahead and knock this out real quick, and then we'll take a look at what we created with the laser. So here's another camera from Ozbot, guys. This is the Ozbot Meet 2. Now, this one is a really compact, little travel-friendly metal house camera. It comes with this little magnetic mount. It basically works the same way as the mount does on this camera here. You can mount this right onto a monitor. It does have a 1/4-20 underneath the camera that you can mount it. All you need is one USB cable, plug it in. That's gonna work with your Mac, that's gonna work with your PC, whatever. Now this is the Meet 2. I have the Meet 1 right here, and that's the camera I've been using as my top-down camera. So whenever I'm showing you guys my desk, the Meet 2 is the camera that I usually use for that. So this tech has been around for a long time. I am a huge fan of Ozbot, guys. They make some amazing gear, and they're constantly coming out with new things. They actually have something new coming out pretty soon that I will have here in the studio that might be an upgrade to this guy right here. I'm just saying, stick around, you guys will see. All right. So is there any more camera related stuff? Man, I got so much camera related stuff in the stream tonight. Let me see, where is this? Let me go ahead and knock this out of the way too. So this little extendable tripod that you guys see here is also from Ozbot. It's $49.99. Now what this allows you to do, let me set this camera down here for a second so I can show you guys. Actually, let me just switch cameras here real quick. All right, so what this allows you to do is that you can mount this onto a little mini tripod. You have a 1/4-20 underneath here. And this, you can expand this out. You can set this down. You could use this like a selfie stick. It's a lot of different, ways you can use this. It has a 1/4-20 on the top, and it has a receiver for a 1/4-20 underneath. So let's say you had one of these cameras here. You could just, let me show you guys here. We could just take this camera off of this little mini tripod here. And then we could take this guy and connect it like that. And then we could take this and connect it like so. And now we have, now this little ball head mount that you guys see on here does not come with it. I just put that on there, just give me a little bit more flexibility when I adjust things. But you guys can see how easy that was to set up. And then of course, because this can telescope, I can make this as tall or as short as I need it to be. If I need something a little bit taller, maybe I'm setting this up on the desk back here, and I want to be able to show you guys what's going on back here. I'll have that camera flexibility to be able to use that. And ideally that's gonna work great when I'm using something like this guy over here, because then I can just easily switch over to, let me close this up. I can switch over to that camera view, and you guys see it's no different than what you're normally seeing on my live stream. It's just a different wireless camera showing you guys basically the same thing, which is this perspective here, you know, with the camera that I have in my hand. So yes, Ozbot has knocked it out of the park, guys. So definitely take a look at a lot of these Ozbot products. If you guys have questions about them, you know I have them right here in the studio. I am more than happy to talk about any of the tech that I have here. The drones, a variety of different drones, the DJI Pocket 3, the Air 3S, we'll get to a few of those. We got some of our Blue Yeti batteries back here that we'll probably talk about a little bit later. But yeah, let's go ahead and open this up and see what our little sign looks like. So let's take a look at that. All right, let's pop this guy up. And let's turn this camera down so you guys can see. Now, I think it cut all the way through. I can't tell until I raise up the wood. All right, you guys see one clean cut, no problems, no scarring on the back or anything like that. So that means that came out really nice. And here is our little project for tonight. So let's go ahead and go to our top-down view. All right, here we go. So here is what we created tonight. All right, there we go, guys. Star Wars, May the 4th be with you. May the 4th be with you. Out of this little rosewood, we use our M1 Ultra 4-in-1 laser to create this. Let me know what you guys think. What is Han Solo's favorite coffee? Jabba the Hutt. Phil coming with them jokes tonight. Y'all. Yeah, there you go, bro. Keep them coming. All right, let me know what you guys think about this. We got some time tonight, so we got time to make something else. If you guys want to do that, I am all for it. All right, let me see how many items we got left in the carousel. We don't have a ton of stuff left. So here we go. What is our next item? So the next item in the carousel is actually from Start RC. Now, you guys have probably seen some of my drone related stuff. I've talked about the different, you know, protection devices, the ND filters, and a bunch of stuff from Start RC. Even my little controller here from my drone has this little sun hood here with the little body frame on here. This is also from Start RC. But this little case right here is a win. So this is also from Start RC. This is kind of like a little mini Pelican case style. It has the little clips, as you guys can see here, a nice little handle. It has one of those pressure dials on here, so that say for instance, you know, if you get, you know, snow or water or something like that on the case, this little pressure dial here is going to make sure that it does not get inside. Now this has the pull foam, as you guys can see here. You got your nice little pull foam here, and it's already pre-cut for whatever shape you want to be able to, I mean, for whatever device you want to put in here, right? So you got a shape, I mean, area for your Pocket 3. You have an area for your extender. You have an area for your little mini tripod, for your microphone. If you have, you know, the mic 2 fits right here. You can also put your ND filters in here, your polarizing filters in here, your SD cards in here. So you can put your entire kit inside of this little case, guys. It's got a nice little washer that goes all the way around here that's going to secure it to prevent any type of moisture from getting inside. This just locks down like so. Very transportable. You could throw this inside of one of your other bags, or, you know, your other travel bags or whatever it is. This is a win, guys. This is a win. Now, I have a few of their cases that I am a huge fan of, especially their drone related cases. I'm a big fan of those. Now, I actually have one of their cases right here. Let me show you guys here real quick. Let me set that down. So here is one of their other drone cases. You know, it almost looks like a little suitcase, but everything fits inside of there. You know, you can put, let me see if I can open this up for you guys without knocking a bunch of stuff over. Let me grab this little Govee air sensor here, and you guys can see inside. So You guys can see inside there, it has all the pre-cut sections there for the drone, for the controller, for the battery pack. Everything fits right inside of that little case. So it just depends on, you know, what type of job, what type of project you're out doing, or maybe you're just running and gunning, but you want to make sure that your drone is going to be safe. So that's one of the best cases I've found so far. But I have, you know, other cases that I'm a huge fan of, like the Blue Yeti backpack that we'll talk about here in a minute. But anyway, let's keep rolling through the stream. You guys let me know if you got any questions about any of these products. If you are watching over on YouTube and you'd like to hang out with the community, yes, Richard, I'm knocking stuff over. But if you would like to hang out with the community, you know, chat with us. It's Sunday. It's a very casual night here on Amazon, on YouTube, on Instagram, on Facebook, wherever, you know, you guys might be seeing this live stream. So feel free to come through all of those places. And let me start turning some of this stuff off, because you guys already know who know me. I will walk out of the studio space with all this stuff on, and then I'll be sitting in here tomorrow trying to figure out why nothing comes on because I forgot to charge everything up. So let me go ahead and put some of this tech away. Let me turn off our Ozbot Talent and power that guy off. All right, there we go. That's off. And where's the camera? Let me switch this camera off as well. There we go. Let's power this guy off. It's probably already tracking me. You guys see that? All right. All right, I think we're good there. Okay, what do we got next? So the next item in the carousel is going to be for my gamers out there, okay? So if you're into gaming, this might be a really cool little thing. This is the HydroFlow. This is a HDMI transmitter receiver kit. Now this is currently $149.99 here on Amazon. If you guys are interested in something like that, especially if you are gamers, or even if you're content creators and using cameras and need to be able to transmit things, maybe you're doing a wedding and you want to be able to, you know, transmit the video from either your computer or from your camera, maybe to a big screen monitor or something like that. This guy can get it done. So let's take a look at this real quick. So here's the box that everything comes in. Now it's going to come with some adapters as well, but this is pretty much the kit right here, guys. You get a transmitter and you get a receiver, okay? Now both of these are full-size HDMI, as you guys can see there, but it does come with the adapters, which you get a micro HDMI adapter to full-size HDMI. You get a US 3.0 a USB-C adapter to HDMI in this box right here. Now both of these do have to be powered, as you guys see here, so you do have to plug power into these, both of them, but you could use something like a compact battery, one of these little batteries from Ugreen that we have here. Let me show you. Whoops, I'm about to knock some other stuff over. But yeah, you could power it off of one of these batteries, or if you have a different battery connected to your camera, you can power it off of those as well. But if you just need to get power to it, you know, this little 145 watt Ugreen battery here, 25,000 milliamp hours, very portable, will power these. So that's another good option for you. Or even if you're using some of these little cell phone like batteries, you know, a lot of these are going to have a USB plug. You can plug these in and power one of these. This has MagSafe, so you can magnetically, you know, connect this to something, just depending on, you know, your setup. Just test everything, guys. Always test everything before you go out to make sure it's going to work the way you anticipate it. But yeah, this is you know, the technology today, guys, is growing by leaps and bounds. So yeah, definitely check that out. Also, a question for you guys. I am thinking about on a couple of the different platforms at the same time. You know, we used to do game nights here, our Luna games, you know, so we would play games, we'd play, Guespionage and a bunch of those different games. So now that I'm streaming also on YouTube and other platforms on Facebook and what have you, if you guys are interested in me doing a game night again, so we're just going to be focusing on playing games and hanging out and all that kind of cool jazz, let me know, because I will definitely set up something like that. Richard says we have 40K likes right now. That's right, Richard. That's right. Somebody is going to need to get their nails done because somebody is just you know how y'all do it. Y'all know how y'all do it. Yes, I need to charge this. I need to charge this controller. So let me do that while I'm thinking about it, because y'all know I will forget. Let me turn that off and plug this guy in. Plug this guy in right there to the battery. Let that charge, and let's roll on. What do we got next? All right, so our next item, you guys kind of saw that a little bit earlier in the stream, which is this little portable fog machine from our friends over at Cobor. This is the CF5 Pro. Check it out. Check it out. You guys can see it comes with a couple of accessories. It has 2 different heads. Okay. Now this one has an LED light in it and also has an additional fan. This head here, I would use more for, like laying down a a dry ice effect on a surface or something like that. This is foldable, it's bendable, all of that kind of stuff. PC Phil has a question about the laser ventilation. Okay, let me go back. Let me back up here. Let me see, where's PC Phil's question? Rome, how do you ventilate the fumes from the laser engraver? Okay, so which laser engraver are we talking about? Any of them is going to be basically the same, PC Phil. So let me show you what we got going on over here. So this laser here, the M1 Ultra, has a vent that comes out the back. You guys probably can see that white hose back there. You would connect that hose to an air purifier. So like in this case, we could use the Laser Pecker air purifier. We could use this more commercial style air purifier that you see here. Now this one has a really nice industrial hose for it. Then we have other air purifiers like this one over here from IKEA. So it just depends on, how you want to connect it. Most of them, they need to be in some type of enclosure. So an open laser like this is going to be very difficult to, get rid of all the fumes and everything. So you want your laser first to be inside of an enclosure, and it has a fan venting out. So even here with our Laser Pecker 5, you guys can see the hose right here that's coming out. That is plugging right into the Laser Pecker's air purifier. So when this is on, it has an internal fan that is sucking the fumes out. And then this also has a fan that is sucking everything in to the air purifier. So it just depends on the laser. If you're gonna be using a laser open like this without some type of air purifier, what I recommend, let me grab one of them and I'll show you guys, is to have at least one of these little shrouds. So you can kind of place it right in front of the laser or right behind the laser, so it'll suck in most of the fumes, and that would go into something like this air purifier that you guys see right here. Now this one here is a more commercial style, the ones that you would normally see in somebody's professional shop or something like that. If you're looking for a smaller, more compact one, this is going to be great because it's almost desktop size. You guys can see I have the little River 2 battery directly on top of it. I've actually powered this entire rig. That's the laser, the enclosure, and the air purifier off of just this one little 300 watt battery. Okay, so they don't take a lot of power. These other Blue Yeti batteries back here can easily power any of these lasers, including my big laser back here, the IKEA, what is this? This is the K1 Pro. This is the 48 watt laser. I've been able to run it off of those batteries as well. I do have an enclosure for this one as well, but it's one of those foldable style enclosures, and that one does take up a lot of space. This other laser back here, which is from Longer, this one did not come with an enclosure, but a lot of the lasers have these little shrouds, like the shroud you see back here. Here's another one of those shrouds, like for the LP5, if you don't have the